We're back at 7:40. NBC News exclusive. Amal Clooney, the smart, savvy, and stylish lawyer and, yes, wife of George Clooney, is speaking out.
She sat down with NBC's Cynthia McFadden, who joins us now. Cynthia, good morning.
Good morning. Well, she's been practicing law at the highest levels for the past 15 years. And last year, of course, she married one of the most famous bachelors on the planet. But Amal Clooney had never sat down for a network interview until now. This week in Washington, she let us sit down with her and watch her at work as she pushes for action on a case she hopes she can get all of us to care about. When Hollywood's favorite bachelor fell in love, the press couldn't get enough.
Amal, whatever alchemy it is that brought us together, I couldn't be more proud to be your husband.
It clearly wasn't just her looks and her style that grabbed George Clooney's attention.
Amal is a human rights lawyer who worked on the Enron case, was an advisor to Kofi Annan regarding Syria, and was selected for a 3-person UN commission investigating rules of war violations in the Gaza Strip. So tonight, her husband is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oxford educated, she's a member of an elite group of top-flight international human rights lawyers, working, often for free, under some of the most challenging of circumstances. Like her trip to the Maldives in September to meet with her client, Mohammed Nasheed, the country's former president, now a prisoner, sentenced to 13 years for a terrorism conviction the UN says was bogus. So before you went, your co-counsel was stabbed in the head. Do you worry about your safety?
I mean, it wasn't the most comfortable position to be in, but, you know, I was determined to go. It meant a lot to me to meet Nasheed, who I had read about and I considered a hero. And I was inspired by his leadership on climate justice, his leadership on human rights.
If we do not act now, my island nation will be submerged by the rising sea.
After a coup that forced him from office, Nasheed was eventually dragged into court, where he wasn't allowed to call even a single witness.
It's very clear that this was just a sham trial designed to get him out of the political scene and in prison.
And while the list of world leaders now calling for Nasheed's release is impressive, it is one of his lawyers, a reluctant celebrity, who may be getting the most traction. You know, many years ago, Angelina Jolie said to me that she understood that she was going to get attention, and if she could use all of that light and energy that was coming towards her and turn it around. I mean, is that how you feel about the celebrity?
I think it's wonderful that celebrities would choose to spend their time or energy or, you know, the spotlight that they have to raise awareness about these causes. I don't really see myself in the same way because I'm still doing the same job that I used to do before. If there's more attention paid for whatever reason to that, then...
Oh, you know the reason.
Then I think that's good. You know, I think there is a certain responsibility that comes with that. I think I'm exercising it in an appropriate manner by continuing to do this kind of work.
Clooney was in Washington this week urging Congress and the administration to get tough on the mounting human rights abuses in the Maldives.
Every time there's a protest, there's a clampdown.
She and co-counsel Jared Genzer are pushing for travel restrictions on the country's leaders and a freeze of their bank accounts until her client is released.
The U.S. values are at stake. Democracy is at stake.
And perhaps even national security.
The Maldives has the highest rate of ISIS fighters being recruited from that country per capita in the world. At least 200 fighters who've gone to Iraq and Syria from the Maldives.
They are not calling for a tourism ban, but
I think it's important for tourists to know the facts of what's happening in the Maldives. No, I don't think people realize that there's a flogging taking place a kilometer away when they're sunbathing in their resort.
I mean, it is an uphill battle. In fairness, it is.
It is. I mean, if you are a lawyer and you want to take on easier cases, you can prosecute traffic violations or something. You'd have a very high rate of success and you probably could sleep more easily at night. But that's not what drives me. I want to work on cases that I feel the most passionate about.
You're not going to give up.
No, it's not an option.
Clooney tells me that she left Washington with a commitment that a sanctions resolution will be introduced in Congress and a promise from senior government officials that they are considering taking serious action.